Hey, so I posted up the video of Jessica Flynn doing her cup prep, but a few people have asked if I can do one and Joe could do one as well. So this is a super quick prepping my cup ready for Monday. Now I sand. Now ordinarily I would do this outside because, well, you just don't sand indoors. End of story. So this is 120 grit. I'm only going to do this real quick because I've also got some of this final sand. I think Sam was stocking it. I'm not sure if she's got any more in stock. And I finally found it after we moved, and I wanted to give this a go too. So just bear with me. So if you're just sanding like this, you would just use, after you finish sanding, you would just use some paper towel with some isopropyl alcohol on it and just wipe the cup over. Or you can actually wash it under the tap as well. But I'm going to do both, so both methods. So I'm just actually going to wash it. And as Jessica said in her video, this just gets rid of any sort of impurities and imperfections, you know, from the manufacturing process on the cups. So that's that done. Now, so now I'm going to open this. I've never opened it. I just want to see how this, get it out. Where are you? Oh, there. Hard to get out. Two hands. Okay. So I've got a little bit on there, and let me just get a scouring pad. These are just from, I don't know, Coles or Woolies. Take a bit of water and just give that an all over rub like that. They use this final sand also for matte cups, so non-shiny cups as well. So, you know, that's actually why I bought it. But then I lost it because, well, we moved and couldn't find anything for ages. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to grab some paper towel. Not very organised here this morning. And I'm going to make sure that I dry it really, really well, because then I'm going to take it outside and do the spray painting. Okay, so you can see that that's nicely scratched up. Okay, so I'll take you outside now and we'll spray paint. Okay, so that's the prepped cup. I'm going to put Jo's video on the back of these two, and she's going to demonstrate the crystalac process for prepping and painting a cup. If you guys can have your cups prepped and painted ready to go for Monday, that'll be great. If not, that's fine. Just watch and, you know, follow along as you can, because I'll save the live in the group, so you'll be able to watch it later.
Hi guys, it's Jojo from Blanks by Rhinestone Empire. We're going to prep a tumbler or two using crud cutter. This is something that I use as I have problems with my hands and can't sand. So as I'm a crystalac user and don't need the actual sanding part, just the protective layer removed, we can use crud cutter. So crud cutter is a metal clean and etch that I'll put a link of where to get it in the comments for you. And basically we just paint this on, leave it about 15-20 minutes and then rinse it off. Okay, so I'm using just a regular tumbler for this one, and so I always start with the base, but I don't think it actually matters, and then get my rims both up top and bottom. It is important that you make sure that you're not getting the crud cutter on the inside of the tumbler, because it is removing that layer, so you don't want it on the inside. But then just coat it all the way around your tumbler. A little bit goes a very long way. It does say to water it down on the bottle, but I don't. I just use it neat. You don't need very much, and I just use a long bristled brush, and then I just wrap it in alfoil. I put the alcohol down in it and do the rim so that it doesn't travel, and then I will put it in aside for 15-20 minutes, and then I'll just come back and wash it. So I've got one that was done earlier, so I'll show you that as well. I'll just do another one so that we can see this. Okay, so this is a 30-ounce skiddy, and they have those little discs. I always remove the disc underneath because they're just stuck there, and I find the bright tone will get under there very easily. So I remove that, and then same process, paint all over. Again, being careful not to get it on the inside of your cup. And just make sure everywhere on the surface is covered. Okay, so that's that one covered. So it doesn't take very long at all. And I've poured that over. Okay, so this one, not going to get my hand out. Yep, wrap that one up, and so like I said, 15-20 minutes I'll come back and rinse this off. So this is one I did a bit earlier. I'll just move my board, and we'll just move a bit more into the sink. I just do this out on my laundry sink. So this one I did about 20 minutes ago, and I literally just rinse it off, and you'll see that the water sheets off. There's no more repelling of the water, no beading, which is what we want with crystalac. Sorry, I should say that properly, with using crystalac products. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. It does go a little bit discoloured, you can see, but that's okay because we'll be coating that anyway. So then I just rinse it, usually upside down. But as you can see, the water sheets off fully. There's no beading, there's no nothing. So that I know now that that protective coating has been completely removed, and that this tumbler is ready then to be dried off and then have the base coat put on. So that's as easy as it is. If you do prefer to sand, it literally is just either like a 200 or below grit sandpaper. I've got blocks, and then it's just a matter of like that until you've removed it. Anytime when you're doing this and sanding, if when you wipe it off there's still that black residue, that means the coating is still there, so you have to keep going, which is why I love the crud cutter, because it's so much quicker and it doesn't hurt my hands. Okay, so I'll leave that one with you. Great, thanks guys. Hi everyone. Okay, just doing a really quick tutorial on coating, doing a base layer on a tumbler with Flipping Awesome paints. I'm using Pink Pizzazz. You can also use your universal white, either just in white or tinted with pigments, or your gloss black, but we're going with pink today. And I use a cheap makeup brush. This one's just from Daisy-O. It was like $2.80 or something like that. I just find they go on really well. I've given my Pink Pizzazz a really good shake, and all I do is add a small line as I go along. Oops. I'm going backwards to what I would normally do. Let's have a look. The Flipping Awesome are quite good. Usually one coat is all that's needed. Now that I've got the top part done, I'll just do my lines, and like I said, I'm going backwards, so this is probably, actually this is weird, so let's do it this way. Okay, so this is a 16-ounce champagne that I prepped. I've had this one sitting around prep for ages, so this is one that I did actually sand, though most of the time I use crud cutter now rather than sanding, as it gets the base off really well, like that coating that we need to remove. So when I first start, all I'm worried about is getting coverage. Once I've got that coverage, then I'll even up my coat and make sure that I've got a nice light layer. So I don't like to put too much on, but by the same token, I like to have full coverage. So, and just light strokes so that your brush really isn't touching that much of the tumbler as we go along. Okay, so I'm just letting it spread out at the moment before I add any more. Lights in my eyes a little bit, so I get that bum again. Just going to put a little bit more. No, because I just want to add a little bit more without too much, I'm going to just put it on the brush. That's better. Because I'm going backwards, or feels like I'm going backwards to me, being left-handed by doing it this way. Putting it on the brush definitely helps. So I'm going to be glittering this one, so I'm not as concerned about my coverage as I would be if this was not going to be glittered. Okay. This one isn't going on as well as some of the others, so what I'll probably do is let it dry the 4 hours, and then I'll do a second coat over. But yeah, that's basically as easy as it is to do your base coat. It's really important with your prep. We've put some videos up today in regards to how you prep tumblers for both epoxy and crystalac. So obviously with crystalac, this is all non-toxic, water-based wash-up, so I can do this in the lounge room with no PPE. If you're using epoxy, it is definitely recommended to always have PPE. So I'll leave this one now, and then we'll be in on Monday with Bridget to start the tutorial on how to glitter a tumbler. So we'll be starting just doing the very basics, and you can follow along and go from there. Okay, so thank you.